I'm going to show you how to search for clip art that you are allowed to use on the web. The Creative Commons is one site that you can go to where people will upload images that they've created and they actually want you to use them. And there's a couple of options. We're going to use Google and we're going to look at Creative Commons as well. If I'm looking for clip art, for example, on ancient Egypt, I type that in the box here, and unlike Google, the Creative Commons default is they've already checked that they're looking for images for commercial purposes that I can modify, adapt, or build upon. So I can choose really any of these, including Google, and it'll automatically set those filters for Google. Or if I'm looking for clip art, I can click there, and these are some of the images that I'm allowed to use. So if I click on one, the thing with this site is that you might not have a lot of information, even if it says that you don't need to attribute the source. You still really need to say where you got your image. So this, even if it's a name such as CCX, you just take what you know, the person who's responsible for creating this. This says when it was created. Here's a description. And so when you go to build your citation, when you go to Citation Builder or whatever you like to use, and you choose a work of visual art, there's a lot that you won't be able to fill in. However, when I go online, even if the creator is this CCX, if I click through to here, there are some other things by this person, so it looks like the same clip art, then that's what you would enter here, CCX. And the date created is the 11th, November 5th, 2014. Okay, so I would go down here and I would put the date here, November 11th. The description of the artwork is here. So even though it's limited, make sure that you put in what you have, and you definitely want to put the link as well. You want to copy and paste that link, because the reason that we cite work is to give credit to the person who created that work. Also, if someone is looking at your project and wants to know more and wants to see perhaps more clip art by the same source, then you're giving them a path to go back to that source. So I would definitely include the URL and so forth and so on. So that's one way that you can do clip art. The other way, if you go straight to Google, and let's say this time we're doing ancient China, okay, and I enter, I want images, and in my settings, my advanced search, I can go from the bottom or the top of the page, but with advanced search we want to make sure that it, instead of not filtered, that it's free to use, share, or modify. So I'll click enter, and if you want clip art, you can go to the type with the drop down menu and just go to clip art here. Okay, and then you have some clip art, but you notice not all of it is clip art. This looks like a photo. This is actually looks like a photo of a statue, but let's say you choose the first one. You make sure you want to visit the page, because sometimes we need to dig deep and see what the original source is. So here is the image that we saw that we want. This tells you the title. It explains what the symbols mean. When you go to more details, okay, down here, this is more of a description that you have the date, it's this person's own work. Now here is the person who actually uploaded it. So down here it says that you're allowed to use it. It's in the Creative Commons. Sometimes it will be tricky to find the information, but it's important to put as much information as you can when you go back to your citation builder and build your citation. So that is that's Google, and if you go to the Creative Commons, that's another way that you can search for clip art that you are allowed to use.